When you work on your own, you can follow your own rhythm, your own gut feeling. You can use your habits. But when you work together in a team, you have each other to take into account. You have to come to agreements, build relationships, work towards a common goal. And all of this is equally important because if you don't do teamwork well, it can have disastrous consequences. Just think of, people working together in the emergency room or in the air traffic control room of a major airport. I hope they really take teamwork to heart. Let's check out a scientific model. I can tell you that a lot of research has been done on this domain. We chose Tuckman and Jensen's model that describes 5 stages of how a group develops over time and achieves good cooperation. The first stage of the Tuckman and Jensen model is called forming. The team comes together for the first time, they don't know each other well. There is some kind of uncomfortability in the air, expectation is rising, people communicate rather carefully, and nobody is sure about their position in the team because everybody wants to belong. Start with the informal part. Give everyone plenty of attention. Do a round of names, ask people's backgrounds. You know that for some people that isn't as easy as for others. So if you can, it's nice to facilitate that round. Know that teams that communicate well from the start are a lot more likely to be successful than teams who just let it run its course. Roll up your sleeves, time to get to work. The word team contract may sound a bit heavy-handed, but it is just the thing you need at the start of a collaboration. It is nothing more than a collection of the agreements you make as team members. And ideally, you put it on paper. Don't panic, it's just to get everyone on the same page. It's not legally binding. To make things clear. And clarity leads to success, right?
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Okay, before we start working as a team, we should have a team contract so we can define everyone's role. Who has made the contract? Julie? No, not me. Okay, Hassan?
No.
Well, how do we know whose role it is to create a team contract if there is no team contract? Maybe we could set up a contract for the team contract. But we don't know who's in charge for the contract of the contract if there is no team contract for the team contract.
So what does this contract look like? Various templates exist, but a well-known and useful tool to start with is the Team Canvas. It allows you to get started quickly and clearly as a team. Such a team canvas should include the team goals, purpose, people and roles, values, and rules and action points. First, we talk about goals. What do you want to achieve together as a team? And make sure your goals are achievable, measurable, and defined in time. Easy, right? Wrong, because people come with their own personal goals as well. Imagine a teamwork where one person wants to get the highest score and someone else is just there to meet the deadline, right? So speak up about your personal goal and work together to find the common goal as well. Remember, teamwork is about the task, but just as well about the people. For example, just last week, there was an event organized here on this field, and the goal of that event was to have a regional youth football tournament with 5 matches for each age group. Now, look at the broader view. Why do you do what you do? What's the impact you want to have? What's the underlying purpose? I can tell you for the event organized here, the underlying purpose of the City Council was to improve the social cohesion between children, young people, and their parents. Working together does not mean that you have to do all the work together. split the task into subtasks and talk about which roles you need to complete the task. For example, in the event last week, we had someone writing all the rules of the tournament. Someone was taking care of catering. Someone was taking care of the infrastructure. Someone was taking care of the meetings so that we met all the deadlines. So yes, divide the roles amongst your team members. There is a role for everyone. And actually, someone can even have multiple roles. Look at me, I'm a ref and a presenter. Which values do you pursue, both as an individual and as a group? For me, it's autonomy, trust, an open communication, ownership, punctuality. And I know for the people from the tournament, they also made a list of their values. It was about transparency, respect, unity, fair play, amongst many others. Last but not least, set rules and be specific. How will you communicate? On which channel will you put the used materials? How often are you going to get together? How will decisions be made? How and when are you going to give feedback to each other? And how will you be able to monitor your progress? And about the latter, it's interesting to make a clear planning and an explicit timeline to really monitor it properly. It's not easy to time every subtask, but hey, working in team requires some organization. We go back to the tournament one last time to just go over that list that I just made. So they decided to create a WhatsApp group. They shared their files on a space on the cloud, and they even had a schedule to see when they would meet, and that would be weekly up to 2 months before the event. They assigned 3 people to be the final decision makers, and at the end of each meeting, there would be room for open and constructive feedback to and from anyone. And of course, they also checked their next to-dos according to the planning. After the meeting, they would take half an hour at the bar to go for a catch-up and drinks, because don't forget the importance of the informal part. And that was the Team Canvas, dear viewer. Is there a project that you're in right now that could use a Team Canvas? Do it.
I am sitting next to Berend, who can tell us all about what it's like to work in a team as a student. Berend, it is true that you get a lot of group assignments, right?
Yes, this year a lot already.
And what is it like for you to be in that forming stage with a group of people that you maybe do not even know?
Well, in the first semester actually we had this group work where we had to conduct market research and then give a presentation on the key results of it. Okay. So we were a team of about 8 people and none of us really knew each other, so it was a bit awkward at first. But after a round of introductions and a few jokes here and there, we were able to break the ice.
Okay. And did you work with a Team Canvas?
Well, our professor made us implement it. Yeah, so it was quite uncomfortable and a bit unfamiliar to us in the beginning, but it turned out to be a useful tool in guiding us through the assignments.
Now, are you saying this because the professor might be watching?
Yes, definitely. But actually, it really turned out to be useful, and I was happy to have one. It made things much clearer, and it was clear in general.
Cool. Sounds like it worked well.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a good experience.
That was quite a chunk, but that's how important we find the forming stage. Let's get on to the next one.